Welcome to day 4. It's getting good. Things are starting to come together. And today is all about the benefit of curiosity and generosity. Curiosity and generosity. But pay attention, because things are starting to move. This is about helping you identify the value that you bring to influencers, aka your existing flow partners, right? Existing flow partners. Are you starting to think that you are now getting clear who you serve, how you serve them, where and when, what stage of readiness, need, and desire they are in? What are the personality traits, the individual things that make you wired to serve specific people, which bring the best out of you, which will bring the best out of them, right? You're starting to see how this all just fires onto each other. Right? Each one of these tactics, each one of these strategies and processes and ideas are fantastic to elevate your process. But when you start layering them, the return is going to be exponential. Again, don't go ahead. Stay with me. Be here now. It's just starting to hit the good times. All right? So most people are focused on doing what they need to do in order to get a client. And I want to change that perspective for you forever. I want you to think in terms of leverage and scale and growing exponentially. Now, the reality of the matter is, it's easier, it's faster, I should say, to get a client who will pay you today. So you always need to be in getting clients mode, right? That's the fact. Right? We don't have that same emphasis on this anymore, although I can tell you I've always been in this mode. And we're going to walk through this, right? So I want you to think about right now. First, get a blank sheet of paper, and I want you to draw a big T on it like this. Just a simple T across the page. And across the top, I want you to write sales activity. Sales activity. All right, and right above the left side, or under it, just squeeze it in, I want you to write clients. And on the right side, I want you to write partners, EFPs. Okay, clients and partners. And then somewhere across the top, just like I have it laid out here, I want you to write 100, and that represents 100% of your time. Not 100% of your day, 100% of the time that you spend looking for clients. Because from now on, you're going to have a ratio perspective in your shift. Immediately, it may be tougher to have a total focus and emphasis on looking for EFPs. But you need to have at least a percentage of your time at minimum. I would love to see you start with 60-40. 60 towards clients, 40 towards EFPs. The reality is some of you may need to be more like 90-10 because you might be in such a state of disrepair. You absolutely need clients right now. So you're obviously out there looking. But what I want you to start doing is literally building in intentional time to start working on EFP relationships. Even if it's a 90-10. That's got to be the least amount. But you know what that also requires? Something that most of you are not probably doing. You actually now need to be responsible for calendaring and measuring time that you're spending on getting clients. This one thing alone may change your entire trajectory of your business. Are you spending 10 hours a week? 20 hours a week? 50 hours a week? Okay, looking for business. This is all about lead generation, client getting activities. Not building your website, none of this, nothing else you're doing. I want you to measure it, I want you to plan for it, I want you to calendar it. So let's say you're working 40 hours a week. I'm an entrepreneur, I don't work 40 hours a week. And you spend 10 hours a week working on getting clients, which probably is low, probably lower than it should be. But the reality is it might be higher than you're already doing now, which is scary because I will tell you that if you don't have a full slate of clients, your only job should be getting clients. You shouldn't be working on websites, writing emails. You should be 100% focused on getting clients, getting visibility. But let's say you're spending 50% of your time getting clients. Well, split that 50% up, which would be what, 20 hours if you're working 40, into a 90-10. 10% would be 2 hours if you're spending 20. So with that, from now on, 2 hours a week will go towards EFP time, and 18 hours a week will go towards getting clients. Now, here's the beautiful thing, right? What you want to start doing as you start working on this, you start mastering this process, you're going to start gradually moving this to the other side, because this is what my chart looks like. I spend 90% of my time working on partnerships and 10% of my time looking for clients. And I can actually say that's probably even a high estimate. It's probably in single digits, because all I do is invest in relationships and partnerships and giving into the industry, giving into the community, giving to my partners. And the result is my calendar is always full with people who show up wanting to buy. It's amazing. And this is where you're headed. So here's the deal. This is what you have to do right now. We're already headed towards your exercise for the day, your challenge. It first starts with this. You need to own your badassery. This is a new word for you. I want you to put this on, pin it on the wall, say, I own your badassery, right? Your badassery. What is the one thing that you do better than anybody else in the world? I'm the best in the world at what I do. What is that? If you answer that question, if you were to say right now, I'm the best in the world at what I do, and I want you to say it. Stand up and say it. Say, I'm the best in the world at what I do. And then I want you to answer the question, what is that? We'll work on refining how you say it. But what is that thing? I'm the best in the world at getting people to show up wanting to buy and then converting them into a customer. I am fantastic at that. And I can teach it to people all the time. What about you? What's the thing you're best at? Right? And this needs to be narrowed. Now notice how all this comes full circle, right? Look at that bullseye. Our objective here is to start shooting bullseyes, because this is the reality of this situation. When you are hitting outside of the bullseye, which is a lot of your clients, you will never hit the ideal EFP. But when you're searching for EFPs, which is the bullseye, you'll always capture clients along the way. So while you're out talking to partners, looking for partners, nurturing relationships with partners, being strategic about it, following the things that I'm telling you to do, you will pick up clients simply because of how you show up, how well you articulate, how well you talk about what you do, and owning your badassery. This is not about arrogance. It's not about conceit and beating your chest. This is having the supreme knowledge of owning and understanding your expertise, knowing your craft. What's the one thing that you do so well that you can hit it out of the park almost every time? Is it helping people get fit? Is it helping people sleep better? Is it curing cancer? Is it curing chronic illness? Is it building funnels? Is it sales? Is it leadership? Is it installing systems of operation in people's business? Whatever it is, and nail it down to something very narrow and specific, that would be of tremendous interest to an EFP for their list and potentially for them. And here's how it works, okay? Again, stay with me. Don't get ahead of yourself. You have to think in terms of you go first. You go first means you serve. How can you serve this person? How can you be of assistance and use? Number one, okay? Now, first, let me clear something up, because I know this question's coming up. What if you do many things well? I get it. We're the same way. I have a ton of skills that we do. This is the number one thing. We have multiple lanes. We have outsourced sales teams. We help people with launches, live events, all of that. But we don't talk about all of it. We have one conversation at a time. And we didn't start doing any of the stuff that we're talking to you about right now until we spent 2 years and hundreds of thousands of conversations mastering one product, one way to serve the community, to the point where we got known and everybody knows what we do. It's fantastic. Then we add another line. And then another, you need to think the same way. You can't don't try to be clever and insert everything that you do. Own your badassery. So, what's that one thing that meets all the requirements of the past 3 trainings? All right? And you go first. Now check this out. Write this down. We get clients primarily as a result of giving great value. We don't get clients by trying to get clients. People buy from us because we deliver fantastic value. We show up in the marketplace. We're sincere. I very rarely, if ever, I can't remember the last time anybody has ever confused me with somebody who's just a hard closer trying to make sales. People know that I care, right? One of the things we do is we do launches. And so we debrief launches. So something that I offer for partners, people who are doing launches. Hey, I would love to do a debrief with you with our simple strategy. It's got zero, there's no monetization in it. It's just a value-added service. It takes my personal time, effort, and energy, and I gladly do it. I also offer people metrics because we do so many sales conversations that we have tons of metrics. So whenever people are trying to build a funnel or question how does this something work? You know, if I'm going to book an appointment, what do you know about how long of an appointment needs to be booked for optimal conversions? I've got stats on all that. So I offer it to the community. I offer it to the marketplace. Anything I can do to help so they know that I genuinely am here to serve. What are the things you can offer? What are the things that you can get clear about? How can you deliver value? What's something that you can deliver to their list, to an EFP's list, that won't cost you, so you're not giving away all of your service, but demonstrates that you understand their pain and you know how to help solve part of it, and that you're an expert, right? Show them your expertise. Deliver value versus getting clients. Focus on knocking on doors that open doors instead of doors that bring you a client, okay? You want access to people who have many clients. I prospect for partners. Clients show up. I want you to do the same. So we're going to get into this here now. Your homework for today, right? Your challenge for today is identify the complementary value proposition that you provide, aka your badassery. What is that one thing? Right? We'll help you refine it. But you need to understand, write it out over and over until it makes sense to you, until it feels powerful. And again, owning your badassery isn't saying, well, I'm pretty good at this. It's like, no, I'm the best in the world at what I do. This is the thing. I do better than everybody. And who cares what anybody thinks about that, as long as you believe it and own it. All right? And then you need to jump in to perfect client attraction exercise. We're on the day 4 box. Now, if you look at this here, okay, this is your exercise. This is just to help you think it through. This is a complementary to this question, to you to get into the badassery. Right? What is the value proposition that you can provide? So ask these questions of yourself just to get the ball rolling, get your brain lubed up. What are the types of companies? What's the type of value I could provide them? What's the value that I can provide their clients? Can I send them an email to their list? These are just things like, think of the type of client. Could you send an email? And if you did, it would have to be 100% for them. Not for you. This isn't about you generating leads. That's the end result of giving value. Could you speak to their database? What would you speak to them about? That would be of tremendous value to them. Disconnect the value from you, because usually we're emotionally attached to that. Think of it from their shoes. What's in it for them? It has to be a win for the client, for the partner, and for you. Last, this delivers results to you. Can you share a product with them? Can you offer a free consultation? Can you offer any information? What can I motivate them to do? Is there something that you could inspire them to do that would be of value to them because you understand their clients so well, because you have clients and you have a shared avatar. So you understand their needs and desires. What could you do together? What can I introduce them to do? Right? What kind of introductions can you make? Totally selfless. That's a tough thing to do. But that shows tremendous fortitude on your part. Right? And then you have to answer a question very clearly for yourself. How much am I willing to do? Right? You may not be willing to do that much at this stage of your business. Maybe you're too busy with other things. Or maybe you're willing to go to the nth degree to make sure that you can serve that potential partnership powerfully. Again, no wrong answer, only your answer you need to know. You got the T-chart, make a commitment to schedule. Actually, I want you to schedule it. That will be part. We're adding that. I'm doing an ad lib right now. I'm adding on to your assignment. Okay, your challenge tonight. Calendar your next week's activities, building in your specific client getting time, and split it at minimum 90-10 clients to partners. Then using the perfect client attraction exercise, complete step 4, to help identify your badassery. You got this. We could totally do it. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it already. I cannot wait to see the moves and the pivots and the growth opportunities that are happening in you. See you in the Facebook group.